Welcome to the third episode of Desis.
Oh, this is to third.
Third episode. Okay, and how have you been? How was your week? Aditya?
Many birthdays to celebrate, right? It's a yearly reminder that we are getting old.
Oh
Bode ho
no,
rahe hain. Bode ho rahe hain.
no.
And then I've also seen like people have started losing interest in
in
birthdays.
celebrating birthdays.
It's like usually it used to
Yeah,
be like
I think after 30s, it's not a pleasant. I think after 25 is when I stopped. I was very excited till I was 25, I think, and after that it was quite like it was a.
mm,
I did not want to see the. People have stopped putting the number on the. on the cake.
there's just one candle, and sometimes that
Yeah.
even single candle isn't there. It's like just
Yeah.
cut the cake,
Yeah, I'm
just cut the
sure,
cake,
yeah.
or just cut the cake. Not even
And we
wait
have
till
moved
like
from like celebrating birthdays at dot 12 o'clock to like whatever the convenient time is. Like you remember, we will wait till 12 o'clock to cut the cake.
Yeah,
But
no,
now
I
it's
remember.
like, oh, 8 o'clock, all my friends are here, let's have dinner.
And we're getting old. Everyone is sleepy.
No,
the kids have to sleep.
Yeah, the kids
sleep
have
time.
to
Yeah,
sleep.
just cut the cake. Just cut this.
And we're like,
cut
oh,
through this
anyway,
bullshit.
India में तो birthday 12 बज ही गए हैं. Let's just do it here.
I look forward to speeches at
have
least we
this-
have.
On every birthday, like within our friend circle, we have this that on every birthday, the birthday boy, girl, whatever, they have to give their birthday speech. And it's interesting. So generally the kind of template that we follow is you have to tell 3 good things that happened from last year till like from last birthday to this birthday, and 3 things that you look forward to next, like before your next birthday. So I think that is a nice this is what we have, this is a ritual that we have, and it's all.
How was your week?
My week was fun. We have the sari party thing, so where everybody is supposed to wear a sari or anything ethnic basically, and we just hang around. Like it's just a fun meetup for us in the
Like
neighborhood.
I'm surprised
Uh-huh.
when I heard about your sari party. That like wow, I thought the kitty party is only something which happens in India, but you have kitty party. You are like beyond more
Hey,
than.
no, this is not a kitty
more
party.
than
Okay?
kitty
Kitty
party.
party is very much. A kitty party has strict rules. Okay, you cannot
but
miss kitty
what
party.
I'm
This
trying to say is
very
like
flexible.
what I'm trying to say is like you have kitty party, and on top of that you have sari parties.
I have 2 kitty parties to go to, which I like. Yeah, but but I guess yeah. So for anyone who is like social, I don't think there is. You'll not like there are enough. You have to kind of define here. It's not that
Yeah.
you are in US and you'll not have enough social circles. You will have plenty of it. So recently I saw a video on one thing that I miss the most about, like I think I might have said this before as well. You miss your housemates a lot here. I recently saw a video which actually had robots.
It's like iRobot in real life.
Yeah, which was actually like a robot would actually be doing all this household chores.
And I think with the beginning of the LLMs and everything, I think it just enabled something new in these robots. That is what my feeling is. I have no idea how this works, but in last couple of weeks there are like so many news of like robots doing awesome stuff. Some back context, like we do have a robot, which is like basically which only mops
Yeah.
and vacuums the floor, right? So that is where things started from, and it barely works. It's like it's does an okay job. Yeah,
Job.
but this is like something which is not just like crawling on the floor. It's actually like standing and like cutting
An
vegetables.
actual robot.
Yeah.
Like
It's
a
like-
human looking
it's-
kind of robot.
It's like Kanta Bhen in slow motion. That is what it looks like right now.
But you know what? I think when I looked at that video, I really feel that is like gonna be the future now. Like, it's sure we were few years back. We were in a very early phase of AI. Okay, and AI was doing very minimal job. And few years, like 4 or 5 years down the lane, here we are, where like at least I use AI a lot at my work as well. So I'm sure this robot would actually be
Yeah, let
like,
me
it'll be
show
fun.
you. Let me show you some. So basically, I'm looking at this startup called Figure.ai. Like everyone has that AI.
Yeah.
No
That is
one
the
uses
buzzword.
.com anymore. It's like .ai everything. Figure.ai. It's like height is like 5'6", decent height, like almost like average human height, 20 kgs weight it would lift. Robot itself like 70 kg. They're like actual metrics now.
You can.
Configuration, like you can see and see like, okay, how long does it last? Yeah. So if you see this video, like a person came in and they were like, hey, I got this bag of groceries, and it basically has everything, like from some things that go into the fridge, things that go into the grocery cabinet, and like fruit which usually goes in the fruit bowl. And they're like these two humanoid robots which basically are listening to the commands from the human, and basically just working through it. And it's really slow. Like first to I don't think this is like, I'll get frustrated looking at this, like why are these
Hey, this
robots
is
doing so
version
slow?
1. I don't think
But
this is yeah, let's look at the cup half full, okay? This is step 1. We'll be
yeah, so
there.
successfully they opened the fridge, which is pretty cool. They are now filtering out, like, oh, the biscuits go outside. Uh,
The cheese goes into the fridge.
cheese goes into the fridge. Apple goes to the fruit basket, and they're like actually, like, they're two robots who are actually looking at each other, which is pretty interesting. Like this seems like dream,
Yeah, right.
right? So
For all the Indians who miss housemaids here.
yeah. So yeah, it looks like if you just make them do things faster.
But do they have like do they have a price for it right now? Are they like selling already?
Figure.ai, I don't think they have any price. They just have showed like cool demos of like, look, we are working on something awesome. You should come work for us. All that.
Oh.
Another one, like from Neo, Gamma. So you can they are actually showing what the future looks like. Like couples are having like food together, and they're just interacting with this robot who's like doing
Doing the
laundry,
and
vacuuming the floor.
the stuff.
I guess our Kanta Bhen, the
We're
the
gonna get
crawling robot
replaced.
is going to get replaced. So coming out to take groceries. So it's like they're like a lot of companies, like Tesla is also working on this. They showed their robot couple of times, but the one that you can buy right now is this something from China. The company name is Unitree, and it's like literally it's called Unitree G1, and it's like 16K.
It's a
So
bit pricey
yeah, you
right
can
now,
buy
but
it. It can't really do house stuff because it's just like a platform which you can buy and then you can like build on top of, sort of. um so it's like, yeah, it can jump. uh, this is the only thing which I've found so far which you can actually buy
oh my
for
god.
16K.
You remember the movies, like as a kid you used to see all those movies, okay? So I am honestly, and I've always, the movies will always have this as a bad theme, okay? So
Oh,
I
the
am,
robots going
yeah,
out
the
of
robots
control.
would actually
There's
over.
one from Rajnikant as well, right?
Ha ha ha
It's
ha.
just
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Robot.
I think so. As a consumer, it really, yes, I'm excited that it might just solve one of the biggest problems we all face. But at the same time, I cannot let go of that image
This
that I
is,
have in my head ingrained. Okay.
I think this was bound to happen. Like, do you remember Asimov? Like Honda's robot. They basically came up with this long time ago, and it just looks like back then in 2000, like 2000. It's like
Oh my god.
25 years back. So I just feel like Honda were like ahead of their time.
Like, let's see. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see what happens.
I think
But I'm sure.
this was bound to happen, right? Like we as a human complain a lot. We have a limitation. We have to sleep. We have to eat. We like our weekends, right? And basically labor cost is high in most of the
Especially in US,
um,
especially I
and
don't know,
yeah,
most of the developed countries.
it seems like
The go-to solution.
the solution where industry, it's inevitable. I feel like it will move forward.
But do you think this would create? I mean, for better or for worse, but it does create employment, right? Like we,
No one can. No one knows.
yeah,
They
it's gonna
always
be
say.
interesting.
They always say, right. It's the same debate which is happening right now with
Yeah,
LLMs.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, oh, this new tech is going to come in.
And
People are
it will
going to
take
lose
away
their
the
job.
jobs. Yeah.
People are going to lose all their jobs. Uh, we are seeing a lot of layoffs. I don't know if it's just purely due to LLM or just like bad economy, but who knows.
Hmm.
Same thing was said like when industrialization happened. Um,
Yeah.
so
I'm very cautiously excited about this product.
you're getting your Kanta ban right. That is why you're
Yeah,
cautiously
I'm like, oh
optimistic.
my god, this is. It might just be the solution for all. But right now it's pretty expensive. I hope they just bring it more.
16K.
It's very expensive. I hope
I
it
don't think
makes.
16K is expensive, right? So why is 16K expensive? Like if you get a robot which could like work for 5 years and you just have to pay 16K, it to me it looks like
No, I'm sure this is the first model. Let me start by saying this. This is the first
how
model.
much is the help right now? Like if you in US if you want to like actually get help in 1 year you end up paying like almost 18K
For help.
for help. If it's just 25 right now, but it's going to go up in future like every
And it's
year.
only 2 hours. That like
It's just
the
2 hours,
robot
so
is
it's
gonna be
like $18,200. And then if
Mm,
you're getting a robot which is like 16K, like sure it's going to like get expensive because they'll be like, yeah, it can do more stuff. Like, oh, this can just not like fold laundry, but it could also like wash your dishes. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be like tiers
yeah.
of robot, but
But
I think
I'm very sure as and when I'm sure the price will go down.
yeah, like someone will
100%.
come up with like an expensive robot, but there will always be some company which will be like, you know what, we're
I
going to
can do it
undercut
at
them.
half the cost.
Yeah, I can do it at half the
Uh,
cost, so we win again, like
yeah.
as
As a
always.
consumer, yeah.
Um, so yeah, this 16K seems like they already priced it below what you
they,
get
they, they
help
did the
for.
math to do the
Yeah, in
cost
California,
analysis.
you can buy it now. It will ship from China if you want. If you have 16K to spare. If our podcast does really well, maybe
You might just
maybe
gift
we'll
it to
have a
me.
third host behind us, and I think it also is leading towards the same competitive structure that we have for LLM. It's like it's either China or US like building the same things.
The other thing that was very much in news this week was the golden visa. Now the EB5
Oh,
has turned into some.
Trump has become Willy Wonka. It's like golden tickets, everyone.
And EB5 was around for people who. So if you can invest into US with like you have to invest in US
It's an
investor visa.
investor green card,
Yeah.
and basically it has bunch of terms and condition associated with it.
So the
First
the
of all,
point
you
is,
have to invest into some project in United States,
yeah.
and it could be in a rural area, it could be in the urban area, and depending on that, the amount you need to invest changes. You also need to prove after 2 years that you were able to employ 10 US
US
citizens,
citizens.
US citizens,
Uh-huh.
and annually only 10,000 such visas are given out.
Yeah, there are
Um,
limit to each category
so
anyway.
basically, yeah, it's
So
for
but the cost of this visa EB5 was 1
like
million
yeah 1 million.
till now, and now
Yeah, it
Trump
was
has changed
yeah
it to
it was a million, and not all visas were given out. That is the surprising part. Let's look at what Trump came out with. So he was like, it's going to be 5 million now.
yeah, the
It's going to
investment amount has changed from 1 to
yeah,
5 million.
and there is no job creation requirement. You can basically give 5 million, and you don't have to really prove like did you create jobs or not. Nothing, none of that condition exists anymore, and you just get green card. So it's not a conditional green card of 2 years. You get a green card, and uh, and it's unlimited. There is no 10K cap on that. Vetting process is same. Like yeah, you should not be criminal. You should not be running away from different government, and uh, and the main goal, from what it looks like, is like to generate revenue so that Trump can pay off the deficit that US has. So he's hoping like a million people will come in and buy 5 million worth of green card, and then basically it's going to like reduce like trillions of the debt. But I don't really understand, because 1 million was cheaper than 5 million. Then why? And why would, if someone had like 5 million lying around, they would have got the green card by
why
now.
do they really care
Yeah.
about getting
Yeah.
into?
So it's like there are a lot of things which doesn't make sense. Like why? Like maybe he's like, oh, you know what? Scrap the old program, and instead of replace it with this 5 million one, now the cost is like 5 million. So you just like pay 5 times more. But I'm like,
Okay, but is it like approved, or is it like, is this already like there's a stamp on this and this is what it's gonna be like, or this is
no,
still
this
under
is still under contemplation.
I hope it does. Not. Yeah.
But yeah, this is what is being shared right now. From your perspective, who's gonna get it? Like who?
Like, are not Indians for sure.
Who's gonna pay 5
Indians
million?
do not have that much I mean, they do not have. Why an Indian who has that much money? Why would he wanna come to US?
And
Why?
I mean, look. If you're Mukesh Ambani, 5 million is nothing for
But
Mukesh.
then why do I have? What is the incentive of coming to US?
I mean, you don't have to create job. There's no BS around like making sure like US is like.
I'm paying $5 million.
I mean, this is for people who don't really care about 5 million. So you can imagine people who are like 100 millionaires, like not just like 1 millionaire, 2 million, but like people who are net worth in like 100 millions.
But they would want to live a king life. Why would they want to come here at all?
To be fair, this is not new. Like there are other countries who also have like same golden visa thing. Like Greece has it, Spain has it, which is going to go away end of 2025. So if you are getting Spain, this is the time to get it. Spain golden visa.
How much is Spain's golden visa?
540 US dollar, 540k US dollars. I think this is for people who are like in like earning in the range of like 100 millions. And they were like, suddenly one day they wake up and like,
and
oh
like,
shit,
I want to go to US.
What do I do with the money? It's just sitting in the bank account. And I basically tell my CA or tax accountant, like, you know what? Let's put money towards my kid who is like 3 years old. I would want to like raise them in like United States. And suddenly they pack their bags. They're
Maybe
like,
this is like a rich people's problem. I don't relate to.
So let us pack our bags. 50 million, nothing. I will just pay US government, get, and I think this will have like family green card, right? So you just pay 1 million, 5 million for like the whole family.
So are they gonna remove that like 1 million thing?
Yeah, it's going to replace.
It's not like and.
Yeah. So by right now you're getting a discount.
Oh.
But
so whoever is interested should apply right now.
The Indian queue is like backlogged, so you can't
for EB5.
Yeah, you can't. No, it's backlogged, so you can't just literally go walk in and get EB5. But rich people can figure it out. Rich people have the ways to figuring it out. Yeah, they're like, oh shit, what do we do with all this money waste lying around? And they just buy this stuff and they could move over here. They do say that it's going to have a strong vetting. At least that is what Trump is saying, and few other people who are close to him are saying on Twitter. But to me, it looks like if someone was like even a little bit smart about money,
why would they?
They would have just. There are like so many other ways to figure out coming into US than like paying 5 million.
No doubt.
So to me, it looks like someone who is just potentially running away from something in their country.
Yeah, this is something I would like to see how it pans out.
Yeah, it'll like just pay 5 million and just solve all my problems. When I think about it, the only thing that comes around is like how people from India, whenever they do some corruption, they just go to UK. And they just stay there. Like, ouch. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, Vijay Mala did it, right?
Yeah, so he's like,
fuck it, I'm out of here. I'm now like, I belong to UK now. I belong to UK now.
You said they will do the vetting, but maybe somebody who's like, oh, I'm gonna do this scam. Let me just do it like before it becomes public. So for example, Vijay Mallya's knew this is gonna go in this direction.
So I'm like,
so I can already create a backup for myself that okay, this is what it's gonna be so I do not have a criminal record right yet.
Yeah.
And
then I can keep scamming people.
Yeah, the moment things go south, I can just go to US. Oh, it is still not finalized if you're gonna go with it.
It's sad on Twitter. So people are like, all big brain people are like debating on Twitter. Like, I get so much news from Twitter right now. I don't know last time when when we saw
Oh, I
like
am not very active on Twitter. I think
where do you get your news from then?
Apple. I mean, generally, I just read the news in general. I do not.
Oh,
Like, yeah, I'll go to the
I
news and
I
read the news.
I like Twitter. I feel like all the breaking news. There's so much noise as well, but all the breaking news is like because our president
He
tweets,
likes Twitter.
he tweets, he
Oh
tweets over there.
no.
Like he
Yeah.
doesn't really go and like give a statement to like CNBC
Oh,
or
he's like,
BBC.
let me just tweet. Why too?
Yeah, it's like now if I have to like hear what Trump has to say, I just hear from his mouth directly
Uh,
instead of like someone reading that tweet and then making representation out of it and then sharing that through CNBC and I hear whatever they think Trump is saying and I can just like hear him directly and make
be
something
about
out
it.
of it.
Yeah.
So that is interesting in this way. Not breaking news, but news this week.
News, things happening in
Yeah,
US.
yeah.
Crazy things happening in US.
Crazy things happening on US and but it's not just crazy town over here. I feel like crazy town is back in India as well.
Yeah, I actually saw this article which was talking about the house prices in India.
Just for context, like back in like 2005 6, I remember my parents were like, oh, we should get a house, and then we were looking at the NCR region around Delhi, and you could decently get like a 3 bed 3 bath apartment in a locality which is like, yeah, sure, far away. NCR back then was not that developed, but for like 17 18 lakhs. We were hanging out with our kids friends, and one of them said like, hey, I am thinking of moving back, and he was just saying like, I'm planning to like buy houses. And I'm like, how expensive is the house? In my head I was thinking like, maybe we'll say 1 crore 2 crore. And you're like, oh, currently houses like in the Hyderabad area is like 7 crores if you get it early, and then 8 crores are like 7 crores. Like what? And then I started walking back in terms of like, oh, when I got my job in like Cognizant back in 2014, they were paying me for like 3.5 lakh per annum, which is like 22,000 rupees per month. Like how am I supposed to like afford this expensive? Like sure, I'm not going to buy 7 crore house. Maybe rent forever if that is what the price is of the houses.
I don't think even renting a 7 crore, like a 23, somebody who's earning 23,000 rupees a month cannot really rent a 7 crore.
Yeah, and 7 crore is like almost $1 million, right?
Yeah.
So now even like 7 crore feel like, I used to think like, oh, I can buy a house in India whenever I want, but
Yeah.
after hearing 7 crore, I'm like, shit.
It's not even,
Yeah,
even
it's like,
even earning in dollars is not helping
yeah. So
buying a house in
from your
India.
point of view, what is going on? Why is the house price? We're going to go into like facts of like roughly how much house costs right now, but this was not this expensive. Like who is even buying these houses? Like if let's say it's real, it's 7 crores.
No, it is. I know. My brother stays in Chandigarh, and he told me this, that and Chandigarh is not even tech hub. It's not like Chandigarh. The house prices are 7-8 crores. For Chandigarh, it is 8 crore. I cannot imagine what a like for the koti, of course, the concept of, what do you call them, the single family houses in Chandigarh, they cost around 7 crores.
Who is
Buying all this.
buying all this stuff? Like,
Yeah, the apartments are easily 2 or 3 crores now. So kotis are a different level.
yeah, to me it
altogether.
looks like 3.5 lakh. I can't afford it. I have to like work for some company, and yeah, sure, some companies are paying like 1 CR plus. I get that. Maybe they can afford these houses, but to me it looks like, yeah, you have to be like cream layer who have really really awesome jobs who can go buy these 7 crore flats, but they're not that many.
Yeah.
So somehow, but the problem is that I asked him like, oh, maybe it might be easy to get the house, but it was like there's so much demand.
Yeah.
Like you have to like, as soon as a new product comes up, you
have
go
to,
there,
like,
and then immediately all are gone. And it just like threw a bunch of red flags in my head, like what is going on? To me, it looks like all these areas where actually like young people are going and working, they're like so shit expensive. Like when do they even like
Start buying their own
start
houses.
on a journey of like
Mm.
having their dream house, a dream car? Like to me, it looks like you just keep paying for the house forever.
You
So
keep renting forever, right?
yeah, you just keep renting forever. Like sometime recently, I heard a news about 150 crore house in Gurgaon.
Oh.
How many people are in India who can afford
Maybe they are enough.
150?
We don't know.
These are the same people who are going to buy a golden visa, you know. It's like, oh, all this money, what should I do? Let me think. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Let's buy a golden visa.
let's buy a golden visa and a house
Yeah, in Gurgaon
in
for
Gurgaon.
150 crore.
And oh, you know what? Recently, remember like last week when we were watching videos with our friends, fancy houses in India.
Buildify.
Yeah.
Buildify was the
Buildify
channel.
YouTube channel. We'll link it in the description. And
15 crore houses, okay? 15 crore houses.
yeah,
Oh.
the architect. You know what? The funniest thing was the architect was like, "Oh, this house is for a kid
Leisure.
leisure. This is for a kid who parents want to gift their kid a house, and the kid is just going to be here for like some time, not live here all the time."
Have done. When we got into the detail, we understood was that they're not entirely sure whether they will be using this apartment full time or whether this will be just a weekend home for the son.
I want to be that kid. Who is this kid who gets to live in this 15 crore house? And
That's
for leisure. And you know the funny thing was there was no kitchen, right? There was just kitchen for like maid servants at the back, the industrial kitchen.
Yeah, right. Because somebody who is like especially in India, somebody who is like who has a leisure house of 15 crore.
Yeah.
Why would they want to
Yeah,
cook,
and-
right?
Yeah, and another weird thing, they were like, oh, you know what? The house is designed in a way so that you don't really see the maids walking through the house. So they have
That
built
was
this.
the most funny bit. Okay.
Yeah, so they have built these passageways around the house from kitchen
So if
to
you
like,
are hosting,
yeah, if
you
you're
do not
hosting,
see the exact words were you do not see, you do not want
Yeah.
to see maids and servants running
Yeah.
around.
The kitchen has access from the main entry foyer, but it also has access from the dining area. And the purpose behind that was when there is a party happening, we didn't want the help or the staff to be running around and disrupting the gathering. And so they could be discreetly entering from here, this side, and serving the food through the.
yeah. So basically, the maid and servant they take food from the kitchen, which is like not accessible to anyone. They just cook food there, and they slowly come out and keep the food in the kitchen in the dining table, and then go back.
Yeah, right.
No one saw them coming. It's like, first of all, why would you say something like that on a YouTube video, right? Like, oh, we designed the house in such a way so that you really don't
This
really
is
see
like
how
next
still walking.
level. Okay, you cannot. This is rich stuff.
Like, this is like bragging. This is bragging next level.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to know who this person is.
Who do not want to see servants running around in the house?
Who has
This is rich
So-
man problem, Aditya.
like. I don't expect the wealth distribution to be like this bad in India. I feel like if this is what it is right now, where houses are like 15 crores and people are buying houses for their kids and they don't want to see like maid servants walking, I don't feel like we are heading towards the right direction. There's just another podcast episode on this, but this just sounds so weird. Like someone coming in, like the video was about like house architecture.
Yeah.
And in that, they were like slowly putting in some bragging stuff in the video, in a YouTube video, and yeah, this is just mind blowing. So I was like, you know what? Let's just figure out how expensive
Houses
these
are in
houses
India.
are, and they're shit expensive. I don't know who is buying them. Clearly not
Not us.
us. And maybe some people can afford them. They can take like mortgage, pay it off in like 20 years. But like 7 crore, this just sound like ridiculous.
Somebody who's living and earning in rupees. Like for example, somebody who's in tech job, okay. I think it's crazy. How much time would it take for them to like save this much money? Even for the down payment.
Yeah.
It's crazy, honestly.
10% down payment is like
Yeah.
70 lakhs.
Yeah, 70 lakhs. And saving 70 lakhs.
On like 3.5 lakh
Per annum.
per annum salary. I'll be like on my deathbed.
Oh, no.
my kid will continue on the journey of buying the 7 crore house, and now that 7 crore house is like 50
Oh
crores,
no.
and my kid is also like doing the same thing. It just
Yeah.
sounds so
Really
weird.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, it just like, and especially these like people move to these cities from like all these smaller towns and search for like
So if you do not
jobs.
have rich parents,
You're
there's
fucked.
no way you can.
Yeah, that is
afford
what it
these
looks like.
houses. At
To
least
me,
for software, like at least for people like us, like I don't know, maybe somebody who has.
I would have not been able to buy a 1 crore house
Had I
even
stayed in India.
if I joined in like 3.5 lakh per annum. Like
Oh yeah.
you join there, you're like, you know what? The first thing I'll probably buy is like a car,
Mm,
and cars are expensive as well now. Like they are like shit expensive.
yeah.
And like 6 lakh car, 4 lakh car, I'll just at least get some car which I'll drive
Anything
around.
with 4 wheels, okay.
Anything with 4 wheels. And I have to pay rent as well. And then on top of that, I have to pay utilities. And it's not like I get a fancy house to rent. Like I actually did all this research because I was almost about to join Cognizant and move to
Yeah.
Chennai. And house rent was like some 14,000 rupees back then, split between 2 or 3 people. And it could be 2 if you want your own room. It could be 3 if you use
Share.
living room as the
Oh no.
and bedroom as well. And then that is what it was. And then on top of that, you have to pay someone to cook your food because obviously, right, someone has to cook food.
Yeah. That is something that is like I think
So
having a cook is like basic amenities. Mein count
so
hota hai.
5,000 rupees are safe. And then imagine
Saving 70 lakhs.
70 lakhs.
5,000 I'm saving per month, and I have to go till 70 lakhs. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but that is for the average house. You know, I'll probably would have looked at some house which is like on the outskirts. To me, it looks like we should like go out of these big cities, maybe go to smaller cities and make them.
But the jobs are here, right? How
It
can
might
you
be a
go-
slow transition where the government can be like, hey, we're going to like develop special economic zones in smaller cities, so that next time when Google is like thinking of opening an office, they pick another city. That is how Hyderabad happened, right? Like everything was Bangalore first, and then Pune happened, Hyderabad happened,
Yeah,
Gurgaon
yeah.
happened. So you just have to like put the right incentives, and people start creating some office.
This is something like it's soon gonna be a problem. That is
Yeah.
all I'm trying to say. I mean, it's the disparity between what people earn and the house prices, which is a basic amenity. I think there's a lot of disparity there. It has to kind of like we have to find a middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at some more numbers. Looks like house price increased by 23% in 2024. 2020.
But you know what?
23%.
The weird thing is when you try and sell, okay, people like, oh, घर का price नहीं बढ़ा है, उतना ही है. You're like घर का जब तुम घर बेचते चाहते हो, you get is like, oh, तुम्हारा इतना 10% भी बढ़ जाए, you will be like, wow. But on papers, this is like 23% rise in 2024.
I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but India culture is not like hustle, buy house, sell house. I think it moves like buy house,
Stay in it.
buy more houses, rent it out, get the rent, live off the rent. I don't think there is a concept like flipping houses like how we have over here, right? Where you buy a house, put some changes into it, make it a little better, and then flip the house. I don't think that has yet.
Maybe the age when you buy houses, I was not in India then. I don't know actually about this. I'm sure there will be, like, at least the builders would be doing it for sure. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So if you all have more information on it, I love to hear. We don't have data points from all the cities. Only thing that I could find online. Looks like shit is hitting the fan. In terms of higher house prices, doesn't look affordable to me. So this was all
Affordable for a kid whose parents is giving him a 15 crore leisure
Yeah,
house.
and
Sure.
he
not
wanted
for
he
me.
they don't want to see maid servants walking around in the house. It's so weird. We linked that video.
For sure, that's a funny video. You should definitely take a look at it.
Yeah. And so this was all for this week.